Okay, I asked you to ask me anything on Instagram. Let's see what you want to know. Ooh, don't you long for the peace of the Peak District? No, I really don't. And I understand that that has been quite confusing to a lot of people, that I have found more peace and fulfillment in Paris as someone who enjoys a slow living kind of lifestyle, but I really have. The thing about living in the countryside is that it is great in a couple, and I definitely don't rule that out again in the future. But as a single, it's not so fun. It wasn't for me. I really felt the need for connection and for life, and Paris gives me that. I do miss the nature for sure, but I feel lucky in that where I live in Paris, I've got one of the most beautiful parks in the world right on my doorstep. But no, I definitely don't miss the peace, because I've found a new peace here. Kitty asks, advice on how to stop comparison and be content. Love all your content, thank you. Thank you, Kitty. Okay, so what I would say is the best piece of advice that my therapist gave me when I was really, really struggling with comparison against other creators at the time. I never felt good enough. I was always looking at what other people were doing and thinking, why doesn't my work look like that? And I used to get so frustrated. I used to get so down on myself. And she said to me that the only person you should ever be comparing yourself against is yourself, because that's the only thing that you can control. What everyone else is doing is completely out of your control. There's literally no point. So if you can shift that spotlight from looking at other people to looking at yourself maybe a year ago, even yesterday, even this morning, try to focus on that. Be in competition with yourself. Sylvia asks, what do you wear at home to be comfortable, warm and stylish? Okay, so my go-to loungewear capsule wardrobe, at home wardrobe, is cozy pair of joggers, tailored so they feel a little bit more fitted, nice pair of Luxe yoga pants, nice slippers that I always say you'd be happy to like wander around a palace in. You know, they feel really fancy. Love a towel robe to swaddle up in. Love a hoodie and a really nice pair of Luxe, like a soft satin, even a silk pair of pajamas. I always come back to Marie Kondo's advice in terms of what you wear at home, and she talks about how a lot of our clothes get demoted to just around the house or loungewear. But if that piece of clothing is, say, stained or threadbare, that's why it's been demoted, you are going to feel like that piece of clothing. So it's a very slippery slope that you have to be careful of. I think it's a good idea to think about, would I answer the door in this and still feel good about myself? And clothes that you wear at home are just as worth investing in, if not more, with so many of us working from home more and we spend so much time at home. They're worth investing in so that you feel your most put together and confident self. Magic and Musing says, what tips would you give for traveling alone for the first time? Okay, so I can remember the first solo travel trip that I did. I took myself on a little creative writing retreat. It was an hour and a half away from my home, and I remember my hands like shaking on the steering wheel on the way there. My advice would be to start small and build up, unless you're feeling overly confident, in which case go for it. But I think it's a good idea to just go an hour, a couple of hours away from home, and also to balance an itinerary with spontaneity, because you want to give yourself things to do. So you might want to go on like a nice little self-care retreat or a creative retreat, but definitely leave time and space to let things take their own course, because the beauty of traveling by yourself is that you get to know yourself, you get to spend time with yourself, and you are going to learn things about yourself. That is the most incredible thing about it. So be open to that. Be a good travel companion to yourself and have fun. Ooh, Ania says, if you had to eat the same food for the rest of your life, it would be, that is so easy, French fries. All day, every day, for the rest of my life, no problem. Any tips for feeling behind in life, especially as a woman who wants kids, biological clock, etc.? Okay, so I can definitely relate to this, not from the kids aspect though, because my state of mind is that I can be happy with or without. So I always say my happiness isn't dependent on me having children or not having them. So I feel quite detached from that outcome. I definitely understand the feeling behind, like because my life has changed so much recently. What's happened is I've often felt like I've been living my 20s and my 30s backwards. So I feel like I lived my 30s in my 20s and I've been living my 20s now. And that has led to feelings of feeling like I am really, really behind. The way that I've overcome that is to be in the present moment, because really that is all we have. That is where the power is. If you can let go of the outcome, that will relieve 99% of emotional suffering you're probably going through. I know that that's not easy, but I don't actually believe in timelines. I do believe in divine timing. I believe that the universe is constantly working in our favor and that things happen at the right time. And there's a lot of peace and also power in surrendering to that, in allowing you to flow along your own path and see what happens. But the more you can enjoy your life now, be grateful for it, because gratitude is the gateway to joy, the happier you're going to feel, and time will actually slow down. You know, who made up these rules anyway? Who said that we had to have this, this, and this by this age? But as I said, I understand the children thing is very different, and I'm on a slightly different wavelength with that. But what are the best books you've read this year? Okay, so I really enjoyed Yellowface. That was really, really great. I really enjoyed The Power of Now. That helped me with my mental health and manifesting process so much this year. I loved that book. I also really enjoyed Hello Beautiful. That was really great. A lovely novel about family and love, and it takes you on this beautiful journey of these four sisters. That was really, really lovely to read. Sally Rooney's Intermezzo was wonderful. I'm a huge Sally Rooney fan. She's like a goddess to me. She can do no wrong. The way that she can hold you as a reader through the tension and the unsaid in relationships is just, it's pure genius to me. And I absolutely adored her play on that in Intermezzo. Farah says, what's your favorite Sex and the City episode? My friend and I actually had like a full hour-long conversation where we brought our top 5 episodes to the table to discuss. Mine is The Post-it Always Sticks Twice. I absolutely adore that episode from beginning to finish. It's, yeah, hands down my favorite. Amandine says, what do you do when you feel lost with your life? Okay, I know that feeling. I know that feeling very, very well. I always like to come back to gratitude. Gratitude is the gateway to joy. And I also like to come back to my values and my purpose. I feel very lucky in that I know what my purpose is in life. It is to make people think and to make people feel. And as long as I'm doing that, the rest seems to take care of itself, and I always feel fulfilled. A great book, if you want to figure out what your values and your purpose are, is 7 Questions to Find Your Purpose, and I will leave a link in the comments for you. But I think once you know what it is that you value, what it is that is important to you, it makes it so much easier to build a life around that from the inside out. And the other thing is to know that it's okay to feel lost. You know, sometimes we have to get lost to find a new direction. We don't always have to be, we can't be in control of everything and know exactly where we're going. So I think that there's an element of surrendering to flow that will bring you a lot of peace whenever you're feeling lost. Seasonal Shiv says, did the hairdresser not speak any English? Looks great, by the way. Thank you, love. No, she doesn't. The hairdresser that I have here in France doesn't speak any English, but somehow we make it work, we make it happen. The guy who was next to me speaks a little bit of English, so if I got really stuck, he kind of steps in. Honestly, most days I don't really know how I get by because I don't speak fluent French, but I don't worry about it too much. I'm learning, it'll happen, and somehow I make it through each day. Colleen says, if you could go back and relive a day, what day would you choose? I would definitely choose the day that I was second at Horse of the Year show with Teddy. It was the most incredible day. Me and my mom, the result was so unexpected. And you know, that pony, he just means so much to me. He was the pony who made me feel like I could do it, that I could compete at the level I never felt good enough to compete at when I was a child. The confidence that he instilled with me, and to be able to ride into that international arena at Horse of the Year show was something I'll never forget. Oh yeah, I'd happily live that day over and over again. I love that question. Let me know what your answers are to that in the comments. I'd love to hear. What do you have planned for 2025? I don't have anything major. My book, probably, and I know a lot of you have asked about my book. When's that going to be available? I want to finish that, I want to get that edited, and I want to sell that to a publisher. So that's definitely on the cards. But other than that, I just want to enjoy life. I want to travel a little bit. I want to love really hard and sink into the beautiful everyday life that I've created at the minute. Like, that's what's exciting me right now, and I can't wait for more of it. Or Laura says, how do you remain soft when heartbreak has made you sad and angry? Okay, something really important that I have learned over the years is that underneath all anger is pain. And it's really, really important to allow yourself to feel all of those emotions. If you're going through heartbreak, you are going through grief. And the only way is through. I know it's not nice. You don't want to feel all those painful, negative emotions, but it is essential to give yourself the time and the space to feel them. That's how we grow. That's how we move through life with grace. The worst possible thing that you can do in that situation is to let your fears get hold of you, and I know how hard that can be. Let your fears get hold of you and close your heart. Please, for goodness sake, never ever do that. The best way to move on, to get over somebody, is to redirect all that love, all that energy that you were giving to that person back on to yourself. When you do that, you will heal in love and you will naturally soften. But you're gonna have to feel the not so good things so that you can also feel the good things. And that's okay, that's part of it. It is better to have loved, to have known that the reason you're feeling all of that pain is because you have a beautiful open heart. It's okay to hurt. You absolutely will heal and it will get better. Oh loves, thank you so much for Vlogmas. Thank you for all your love and support. It has meant the absolute world to me. I've enjoyed spending the last 12 days with you so much. Make no mistake, I'm fully aware that this incredible career that I've created for myself would not exist without you, and I am just so grateful for every like, follow, subscription, DM, all of it. It means the absolute world to me. You mean the absolute world to me. I love you to death. I'm forever grateful of this incredible, beautiful, golden little corner of the internet that we've all created together. I hope you have a beautiful Christmas, peaceful, happy, joyful New Year. If you're in the mood for some live winter solstice journaling, I am doing a live session on Substack. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to sign up. Come and join us for that. It's going to be very scrumptious, very cozy, reflective, all those kind of vibes. And if I don't see you there, then I will see you in 2025. Bye.